This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Nevada. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Nevada and Learfield.
Coming up on Wolfpack All Access, an in-state rivalry renewed in both parts of the state as the Nevada men's and women's basketball teams face off against UNLV. Highlights and post-game reaction. Plus, he's one of the best ever to suit up in the silver and blue, and he's coming back to headline the annual Bobby Dolan baseball dinner. Our conversation with former major leaguer Lyle Overbay. And the Nevada softball team gears up for their first season under new head coach Victoria Hayward. That and more coming up on Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. And welcome inside our Nevada Sportsnet studio. I'm Alex Margulies. Following a midweek loss against Boise State out on the road, the Nevada men's basketball team was back in action on Saturday night, playing host to in-state rival UNLV. Shannon Kelly has highlights and more.
An electric atmosphere before tip-off, starting with the national anthem. More than 11,000 in the house, a season high at Waller Events Center. The Wolfpack capitalizing off of some early UNLV turnovers. Enter Justin McBride, a huge slam dunk for the sophomore. A little later, Tyler Rollison fights off some defenders. Count the bucket and the foul. Nevada takes its first lead of the night. It's 17-15 pack with under 10 to play in the first. Rollison continues to feed McBride. He just gets this one to rattle in and draws a foul. An 8-0 run for the pack. It's 20-15. McBride in beast mode early. Under 6 to play in the first half. How about Brandon Love getting involved? Wide open and flushes it home as the crowd is loving the big man. Nevada would lead 33-30 at halftime. Pack would go on to score the first 4 points in the second half, including a bucket from Kobe Sanders, who would hit his first field goal of the night after being in foul trouble for most of the first half. Then Rollison steals it away on the inbounds. A quick bucket from the sophomore. All gas, no brakes on Virginia Street. Pack is up 44-34. Next possession, Davidson pours it on and attacks the rim. Nevada would lead by as many as 12 with 14 minutes to play. Visitors weren't going away quietly, though. A 6-0 run from UNLV after a huge slam from Bear Cherry. The Big Bear sends this one back to Vegas. It's 48-43 Nevada. Fast forward under 90 seconds in regulation. The Runnin' Rebels tying it up for a third time in the last 6.5 minutes here after a huge bucket from TJ Thomas. It's 65 all. Then Xavier Dussel, the X Factor, answering with a huge mid-range J of his own. Pack up by 2. Thomas looking for the equalizer, but he's denied by Love. A huge block as the Pack gets the ball back and would go on to hit some huge free throws down the stretch to secure a 71-65 win over UNLV.
Oh, it was great. I mean, like I said, this was like a perfect example of a team win where everyone got a slice of the pie, and I mean, it was great. Everyone was happy, so stoked about that.
I just think whenever my name is called, I just know I have to be ready at off times and just give everything I have for my teammates and the coaches as well. So I think the last couple weeks I haven't been myself, so I think tonight was just me getting back to my usual self.
Coming up next, Mike Stephenson sits down with head coach Steve Alford at Legacy Hall. That and more still to come on Wolfpack All Access right after this.
.620 second half. Dussel 3 for the lead. Left to center. Oh! Dussel puts Nevada back in front, 58-57.
That radio call of the week from the voice of the Wolfpack, John Ramey. Let's go down to Legacy Hall and kick it out to Mike Stephenson for our weekly sit-down conversation with head coach Steve Alford.
A lot to unpack in this one, but ultimately a Wolfpack win, 71-65. You needed just about everybody, and you named just about everybody in your post-game press conference. This was a huge moment for you guys.
Yeah, and we talked about it. We talked about it in the locker room that they're stacking days. You know, we've had some tough losses where we've lost some close games and weird, whether it's been a loose ball or missed foul shots or we didn't get stops or whatever it may be. But we've been stacking days, and I thought we did some good things at Boise. But I was afraid they were going to come back and like, well, we do all this and we still don't win. And so we had to address that right away, that no, you got to keep stacking days. You got to take that sledgehammer and hit that rock every day until it cracks. And I think that's the lesson that they got today, that they at least they saw some benefits of their work. So the stuff they're going through, I hope helps them well beyond what this year is. So there is no long-term goal. It's tomorrow. What are we going to do tomorrow for Air Force? What are we going to do Monday? And then how are we going to be on Tuesday? And if we're guaranteed those, and we're only guaranteed right now. And I thought tonight they made the most of what they needed, and it was a team effort. Everybody that played had a very positive impact on this win.
That's got to be the most satisfying part
Absolutely.
of you, that everyone played a role, and the way you got to embrace them afterward, and the way they were embracing each other. That's probably what you live for as a coach.
Absolutely, because when you're just losing, or tough breaks, or you're not making shots, or you're not guarding the way you've got to guard efficiently enough, it just steamrolls, and you have this. It's an easy thing to go like this, and I've spent enough time with Coach Krzyzewski because he was a former player of Coach Knight's, and he always says you either have this approach or this approach. And the fist approach is the approach. You don't want to be pointing fingers in 5 different directions. It's got to be a fist approach, and we've been working with our guys on that. Stop making excuses. Stop, woe is me, and you know, the world's going to end because I missed 2 shots in a row, and so I'm not going to take that 3rd shot. If you want success, you can't fear the failure if you want success. And you got to want the smoke. You got to want a full house in Lawler and UNLV, and the pressure of 2 teams losing 3 games in a row. Who's gonna blink? And I thought we had some guys really grow up tonight, and hopefully we can take some more steps in the weeks to come.
That's the thing, to get this effort against a rival with
Right.
the biggest crowd of the year. How much can that propel you guys, and what did it feel like in there with that atmosphere?
Well, our crowd was terrific. You know, we've already been at the Pit. We're getting ready to go to San Diego State late in the year. We've already been at Boise. We've already been at Utah State. These are phenomenal home court advantages, and I thought tonight was the best home court advantage we've had all year. And our crowd was knowledgeable. They helped us when we were down. They helped us when UNLV was making a run. Thought our band was great. Cheer was great. I thought it was great right from the national anthem. That's been the biggest national anthem. I was ready to go then.
Shout out to Lassen High School for that.
That was
great.
a big-time national anthem, and our student section was awesome. So it was just all around. It was a good night, and so it was good to stack that day with a win. Even though the result that really wasn't the biggest goal. We just wanted to become a better basketball team Saturday to Saturday, and I think we've done that. Now we got to keep stacking days.
So you start the second half of Mountain West play strong. You start the month of February strong. What's the next week look like? As you have an opportunity here, just 1 game at Air Force and a chance to maybe work on some things.
Yeah, as we're filming this, it's what we do tomorrow. It's, you know, we're not going to be able to challenge our guys physically much in the next 2 days, but we're going to get after them mentally. They've got to grow mentally and be ready and fully prepared for Air Force on Tuesday. Then we can take Wednesday off and get back into some practices on Thursday and Friday and start looking towards the rest of the season. But right now it's about how they react tomorrow. We get a big win against a really good team, which is great. Could be a catalyst for us. But I got to see how they are tomorrow. What's your mindset? Is that great? Are we done now? Or are we going to continue to stack days and keep getting better?
Coming up next, it's the largest fundraiser for the Nevada baseball team, and it'll be headlined by former star Lyle Overbay. We catch up with the former big leaguer after the break. Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. The 40th annual Bobby Dolan Baseball Dinner is coming up next Thursday, February the 6th, and the headliner is Wolfpack star Lyle Overbay. Chris Murray recently caught up with the former major leaguer.
4 great years at Nevada. You won a couple of Big West divisional titles, a couple of NCAA tournament berths. What kind of stands out in your mind from your run from 1996 to 99, and just what you guys were able to do as a team and what you were able to do individually?
Well, yeah, I think that was it, was what we accomplished. I mean, I think the year before and kind of leading up to that, you know, they were starting to set that pace and start to set that I guess that overall goal. I mean, you all have that goal, but to be able to accomplish it, I think was a big deal. And I think we kind of put the university on the map, as far as baseball. And
I want to take you to your big league career. So you're an 18th round draft pick and you spend 14 seasons in the big league. That doesn't usually happen. I guess, what were your realistic goals when you were drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks in the 18th round?
Honestly, I had no idea what I was up against. I was very just pleased to get that opportunity. And then you go to, I got drafted. I mean, a quick story. When I got drafted, they called me and said, I got drafted in the 18th round by the Arizona Diamondbacks, and you're going to go to Missoula and you're going to play first base. And I've never really played first base before, so I said, "Do you guys have a first baseman's glove?" I don't. I played outfield my whole college career and high school, most of high school career too. So that was a transition that was a little bit different. But just that opportunity, and as soon as I got there, it's just like, okay, it's go time.
Almost 1,600 games at the big league level, 1,355 hits, 151 home runs. You led the big leagues in doubles one year. So, do you have a favorite memory? I know that's hard to boil down to 14 years in the big leagues to one moment, but was there a moment that either you felt like you belong or you just kind of looked around and you're like, this is the coolest thing ever that I'm doing?
Yeah, when I got to the big leagues, you start talking to the guys on first base, the hitters that you grew up idolizing. So that was pretty cool.
And now you're coaching kids from your neck of the woods. Now you're at Tumwater, which I think is a little bit north of where you grew up, but these kids have the same dreams and you're trying to get them there. I guess, what's that transition been like to be their coach? And I know you guys have won state championships 2022. And
well, I think you can kind of see, you can see my gray hair. I tell these guys, like, you guys stress me out. I didn't have gray hair when I was playing, but now I got to worry about 30 other guys instead of just me. So, but no, I love it. I enjoy it. It keeps me, just the knowledge to give them, at an early age. It's fun because there's a lot of these guys that want to play the next level. And obviously, like I said, I think the overall goal is to play in the big leagues, but not a lot are going to, but to play at that college level is a good dream and a good thing too. So I always try to, like, hey, we got to prepare there. And a lot of it, I think, is just I think they don't know how much time they put into it. You have to put into it.
Yeah.
So just going to the next level. I mean, high school, that's what I like about high school is you got your season, you got, and you prepare and all that stuff, but it's not nearly as intense as college and even the next level after that. So
time now for This Week in Wolfpack History, presented by Bradley Drendel and Janae. For that, we go back out to Chris Murray.
The Wolfpack men's basketball team started its 2011-12 season at 3-3. That slow start set the stage for history. Nevada won its next 16 games, matching a program record set in 1966. The Wolfpack started its stretch of 16 straight wins on November 26, 2011 with a 5-point victory over Bradley in the Chicago Invitational. Then came wins over Pac-12 foes Washington and Arizona State. An 8-0 start to league play would soon follow. Nevada went 72 days between losses. The streak snapped on February 4, 2012 in a 72-68 loss to Idaho. The Wolfpack went 28-7 that season, winning the WAC regular season championship under coach David Carter. But it was snubbed from the NCAA tournament, its season ending in an NIT quarterfinal loss at Stanford.
Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. The Nevada softball team begins the 2025 campaign under new head coach Victoria Hayward in Southern California this upcoming weekend. Shannon Kelly caught up with the team ahead of opening day.
A new era of Wolfpack softball is here. 9 months ago, Victoria Hayward was named the 10th head coach in program history, inheriting a team that won 40 games and finished tied for second in the Mountain West.
I couldn't have asked for a better feeling. Just welcomed us with open arms. We've joked that at times it's felt like they were freshmen all over again. Seniors that know the ropes, know how to play softball, feeling like freshmen again, which is a good challenge.
It's kind of like a reset button for everybody. It's a new chance to just kind of like go after whatever you want. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And so I think everybody's just like really ready to attack whatever's kind of thrown at them.
The first-time head coach says one of her group's strengths is the desire to build a new identity.
I think you're going to see a really high-energy team. You're going to see a team that's connected. You're going to see a team that really enjoys playing for one another, for the university, for the community. We know they show up for us, so we want to be able to show up for them.
The Pack returns 13 players, including All Mountain West preseason picks Aaliyah Jenkins and Haley Painter, while welcoming 7 newcomers.
Our question mark is fun because, we have people that are going to be in new roles, whether that's leadership roles, whether that's more innings than they're used to, whether that's being a starter and they haven't really been in that role their whole career. So I think that unknown is a little bit scary, but that challenge has been really exciting.
In the circle, the Silver and Blue lost its top 3 pitchers in Carly Brown, Blake Kraft, and Tyra Clary, but added transfers Hailey McLean and Tess Buemiller from Utah State and Jessica McPartland from Sierra College.
When I took the job, we had no healthy arms and really no returning experience. So I think that was it of how can we get the most experienced people that are going to be a good fit for the culture. And I think going into the portal, getting Hailey McLean, who's born and raised in Reno, had love for this program as a kid, and it was just a real homecoming for her, I think is huge for us. She's been an incredible leader for our bullpen.
While expectations may be different with a new staff, the goals of competing for a Mountain West title and earning an NCAA regional berth haven't changed.
It's been tough. We had a lot of talent the last 2 years, and we were always so close. But I think this year, we're really ready to just go after it. We're very hungry for it.
I think we're going to come out and surprise a lot of people. I think that they had a great season last year, but I think that this season could be even better.
I think this team, if we reach our potential, we have the ability to win a championship, and it's our job to get as close to that as possible.
For Wolfpack All Access, I'm Shannon Kelly.
The ladies were picked 5th out of 9 teams in the Mountain West Conference and will begin the season with 6 weeks out on the road. Their home opener not coming until the end of March at Hickson Park. Coming up next here on Wolfpack All Access, it's the annual When I Grow Up game, and it was a record-setting attendance for a women's basketball game at Lawler Event Center. The sights and sounds of that and more coming up next. What an atmosphere, a record crowd at Lawler Event Center for a women's basketball game. Over 10,000 kids and other fans in attendance. On Saturday, the Pack returned to action at UNLV. For more on that, here's Mike Stephenson.
The season's first edition of the Silver State Series taking place down south, with UNLV coming off its first Mountain West loss of the season, a buzzer beater at San Diego State. Could the Wolfpack hand them a second straight defeat? The Silver and Blue was up to the task early as sophomores Dymo Maxey and Imby Jones get the team's first 2 buckets. Then Lexi Gibbons steps outside and hits the 3, playing in her 137th game. That is a new Nevada record, so congrats to Lexi. Her teammates doing work too, with Tori Davis and Olivia Polavati hitting 3s off the bench. Nevada is up 10 early in the second quarter. The rest of the half, though, belonged to the Lady Rebels as UNLV rattles off a 16-5 run into halftime, turning that Wolfpack 10-point lead into a 1-point deficit. Early third, Gibbons gives them the lead back. She had 13 points and 9 rebounds, but that would be Nevada's last advantage. UNLV hits another huge run, this time a 14-2 spurt, effectively putting this one out of reach for the Pack. Nevada shoots just 25% in the second half, falling to the rival Rebels 68-59.
I thought we really competed. I thought we were right there. We just have trouble scoring sometimes in the second half. That's just been our Achilles heel. But I think we had some players do things better that scored well for us. They've been in the gym working on their individual stuff. I just encouraged our team. We got to keep doing that.
The ladies will be back in action coming up this Wednesday night against Boise State. For tickets, you can call 348-PACK or head to mynevadatickets.com. That'll do it for this week's edition of Wolfpack All Access. I'm Alex Margulies saying so long from inside our Champion Chevrolet NSN studio. We'll see you next week.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.